Could just preview for a minute, the call earlier today was very focused on the president's economic agenda. But if you could talk a little bit about what the president may say and how he will, frame this moment in sort of this international crisis, and the extent to which he sees this as a global audience, more so than it normally would be in a State of the Union.
Sure. Well, first I would say that there's no question that this speech is a little different than it would have been just a few months ago. And there's always national security in every State of the Union speech, but every State of the Union speech also reflects a moment of time. And so the president will lay out the efforts he has led on to rally the world to stand up for democracy and against Russian aggression. He will talk about the steps we've taken to not only support the Ukrainian people with military and economic assistance, but also the steps he's taken to build a global coalition imposing crippling financial sanctions on President Putin, his inner circle, and the Russian economy. And he will talk about the steps he's taking to mitigate the impact of President Putin's invasion of Ukraine on the global economy and the American people. And certainly, I think people can expect to hear him, position that as the importance of the United States as a leader in the world, standing up for values, standing up for global norms, but also the efforts that he has undertaken to mitigate how it will impact people here.
I just have one other quick one. Again, based on the background briefing earlier today about the State of the Union, focused on the economy and various programs that the president wants Congress to push. Could you characterize what percentage of the programs that the president will talk about are just sort of repackaged parts of Build Back Better, like chunks that he wants to see the Congress pass, versus like brand new ideas that he's introducing for the first time tomorrow night?
Well, here's what I will tell you, having been through a few State of the Unions in the past, and I know you have as well. They don't get longer, they get shorter. Nobody wants a 2 or 3 hour State of the Union. I don't think anyone in here does. So I just don't want to preview more at this point in time. You can certainly expect to hear him talk about some call on Congress to send bills to his desk that deliver progress on ideas that have historically been supported by Democrats and Republicans. Some of those are economic, and some of those are in other areas that could just impact and help communities across the country. And you will certainly hear him call, as you touched on, for a continued effort, a redoubling of the effort to move forward on steps that will reduce costs for the American people in these key areas of childcare, healthcare, prescription drugs. So stay tuned for tomorrow night, but we have a lot of hours between the speech, and I'm sure we'll have more previews between now and then.
Thanks, Jen. Just staying on the State of the Union topic, can you talk a little bit about what it would look like in terms of masking, or what you expect it could look like in terms of masking? Specifically, is the president, will he walk in, shake hands, will he be wearing a mask when he walks in?
Well, he will certainly not be wearing a mask when he's speaking. I have not talked to him yet about whether he's going to wear a mask when he's walking down the aisle, but it has been announced, I think, that it's not required, and certainly he will abide by that, but I will see if there's more we can report out to you on that later today.
Was it important to the president that masks come off before the State of the Union? Is there a message that he hopes to send with that news?
Well, I would say the president is very powerful, but he couldn't make us be in the green zone that we're in right now in D.C. That's why we are not required. We're not going to be required to wear masks starting tomorrow. So I would say that for him, it had nothing to do with the timing around the State of the Union. He wanted to give the CDC the time to assess and make recommendations that would be clear to the American public about what their recommendations would be for mask wearing moving forward.
Can I ask one question?